I have. What's that?
Where do you stand on the whole Rice Commission thing? Maybe players could test it if they go under and come back to school anyway.
That's going to be a hard piece of it. But let me just say this to everybody. I'm on some ad hoc committees with the NEBC that's worked with the Rice Commission and some of the basketball stuff. There has never been a better time to be a college basketball player. How we're doing and treating kids, the NCAA has finally moved that big boat to them a little bit. Now it's not all the way there, but what they've done, and now we're coming back in August with some rules that'll give us more time to work with the kids. Will give us guys like to be able to have workouts. When I leave in July, have a couple guys on the floor with my guys so that we make it about these kids. I tell you, from how we house them, from how we feed them, from how we are nutrition to facilities to television to, there has never been a better time to play college basketball, and I might want to say coach college basketball.
Where do you stand on the various experimental rules that they're floating this year between the quarters?
So give me one.
Quarters, widening the lane, lengthening the three-point arc. I'll put shoulder shrug in my story.
But whatever they do with that, I think the only thing is how do we make the game consistent around the world? And so some of that stuff that you're talking about is more consistent with FIBA and stuff. So maybe it'd be good.
John, how will you?
I don't think it's like, oh, it'll change the game. I don't think so.
How will a change to the one and done will affect your program?
You mean if the NBA and the Players Association do what they do? Look, I may have guys for 2 or 3 years, which would be awful. But so maybe 10 or 12 guys go. That's fine. They'd say, well, the guys that come back may leave after a year. If they could have left in a year, they would have left. And if that happens, that's fine. And, maybe I get back to my UMass days where you have guys for 3 and 4 years. It'd be fun. I mean, it's everybody looks at what we're doing like, well, he's new group. Okay, it takes us till what, February before we know our team every single year, and we're hanging by a thread. But whatever the rules are, I'm fine with. If it stays one and done, which I believe it will for at least 2 more years, maybe longer.
Do you feel like it, though, in some ways singles out your program at all? I mean, Duke's sending a lot of one and dones too, but you've kind of built the program on
Yeah,
that.
it's not their deal or our deal. It's this is what we're doing. We're recruiting the best players we can recruit, and if they're developed and they're ready, our kids have. The thing that I would say, our kids have gone, and when they leave us, they're prepared to go do well. It's not just leave and go to the draft and then not make it. Our kids have done well in that league, which makes me feel good. We have a couple kids that should have stayed, that I said it, but when they wanted to leave, I supported it. And those are the couple kids that struggled some, but they're still fighting right now and have a chance to make it.
Is there a reason you think the one and done would last 2 or more years?
Because it's not our rule. It's the NBA and the Players Association, and that's a negotiation. Like the art of the deal, like no. This thing is 2 guys in that room, and one guy has the chit and the other doesn't. What are you willing to give up? It's not going to be that easy. The Players Association is going to want something. The NBA is going to want it this way. Then the Players Association doesn't want it that way. They want it this way. I think it'll be 2 years, and maybe more. Maybe it stays.
Overall, do you think the commission brought a lot of fresh ideas, or maybe just a couple? Or?
You know what? The stuff that I thought was important, that we try to continue to move things that are travel for the parents. How long have I been saying it?
10 years.
Yeah, and stuff like that. They're now moving toward that. The stuff that gives us, instead of 2 hours a week, these kids want to be trained. So now they're giving us the time and making it, how much do you want to do? Because if you do too much, your team will fall apart in February. So you don't want to go crazy, but you won't. the time that those kids want. The other thing about having, you know, and one of the things I've pushed for the last few years, we all started, everyone in that room started as a GA, a volunteer, or you may have been a high school coach in the area where that college coach hired you. That's how we all started. Well, we're not allowed to do that anymore. So we don't have GAs that can go coach and teach. They're now letting us do that. So now we can help develop the next wave of young coaches. How about this? They're coaches. They get on the court and they teach basketball. They do individual work. They're with us in practice. They're involved in the drills, and we help teach the next wave of coaches how to coach. You're not getting a job with me, and those coaches will be under the same thing. We can't hire a guy from an AAU team because you're bringing me 2 guys. You're not allowed to do it. These guys, you're doing it for basketball. You're doing it for the good of the profession. You're doing it. It's one of the great things that they've done, that commission in the NCAA. And the thing about having kids able to come as juniors, I'm not sure of that one yet, to visit officially so we can pay for a junior. Okay, now I want to bring in 15 juniors. I like to be at my beach house. I don't want to be all summer bringing in 25 juniors. So we got to work all that through and what it means. But this big boat that we have is slowly turning. It takes time.